because these listings that you're calling, what are the criteria that you are even calling them to be on this list?
Proximity of my listing. That's
That's
literally
it. It's proximity.
Because I mean there are others, obviously, like I said before. I do it
So
when I
hold
was
on a
focusing
second.
on
Hold on a second. Hold on, Josh. I gotta interrupt you. My bad. So
No
you
worries.
just calling the motherfucker out the blue, dog, and asking them if they want to sell their house.
Yeah, and I get honestly, I get a good like half of my listings that I have gotten have just been in proximity of one that I've already sold. They call it in real estate. Not real estate. I'm sorry. As a realtor, they call it circle prospecting. Once you catch a literally, because it's once you catch a listing,
concentric circles.
It's literally you have your listing, and then I just grab whatever's in that neighborhood that fits it, and I'll go through as long as it hasn't been sold recently. If it's been, as long as they've had it for, like I said, I try to do at least, really I would do 7 years, but now I'm noticing, especially with the way the market has been changing, that sometimes they could have bought something like 4 years back and it'll still appreciate and give them that spread that they need, to be able to sell.
And now hold on a second, right there where you said it'll still appreciate and give them that spread that they need. We got to get rid of that thought process, because check it out. When we know how much debt they have, if we see that they're in a distressed situation, we're taking over that debt, man. So even if it doesn't have much equity, like right now, man, I was looking at some of the comps by this house that I'm about to get, and man, a couple 2-bedrooms sold in 20, dog, for like $235. I'm like, holy shit, this is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. I'm like, damn. But if they have that debt on them, man, what we give them on top of the debt we're taking over is and they don't have to do repairs. So we got to take that out of consideration, man. I want you're cold calling now. So I'm going to send you the finding prospects. That's step 4, man. Just so you can change up your methodology a bit. I want you to change up that methodology a bit so that you can see if there's a change, because you said half of your listings, right? But how many listings are you getting a month?
Yeah.
All right. So it's cool. Don't even trip, man, because that's why we're here. You know what I'm saying? That is the reason we're here. So anyway, with that, bro, when we narrow that down and we switch up that methodology, the numbers are going to be better. The quality is going to be better. You're not going to be bored anymore. You're not even going to be thinking about that fucking Xbox, man, and playing it at the same time that you do. I'm telling you.
Well, that was when I first started. This was a few years back. So, like I said, I would literally I'd be in a room and I would literally have my
computer become the bank, and you got the skill set. You got it. You got it, man. You got it better than me, man, because you got that disclosure you don't know how to present, man. Yeah. So let's talk about that, man. What has that evolved since last week?
Like I said, it's not the disclosure. It's just knowing who I'm going to target as an investor. And I hear what you're saying. And to be quite honest with you, this is something that I have been, giving a lot of thought to, and I'm honestly trying to figure out how I want to approach the matter, because like I said, right now I call a ton of condo people that own condos. They're a little bit tricky also as far as it pertains to a subject to, because you got to go through associations, get approved. It's not like I can just put it in I don't think I could put it in a title company and then just follow the necessary steps. But
you want about all types of all the wrong shit you thinking about. Look, we're changing that methodology. We're changing the methodology of who we're targeting and how we're targeting them. So we know, Omar, that these people have had problems for us to solve. This is how we get paid. Yes, you might get lucky, man. That's why when I said, it's 50% of your listings, but how many listings are you getting a month? And you're like, oh shit. Well, we are targeting these people because as entrepreneurs, and especially real estate professionals, we solve problems. We solve a problem, man. So if we're targeting these people, we absolutely know with 100% certainty that they have a problem for us to solve, then we are doing what have been put on this earth to do. So this is where it has to change, because with that change in that tweak in that is going to help the transformation of your approach with being a realtor and a real estate investor. This is going to help. This is going to help cultivate that and make it manifest into what it is, where it becomes one, man, where it becomes one. So that is what we've got to change first. So you're already going out getting them lists. I want you to change the methodology of those lists, man. So next week when we talk, man, I better not hear about no goddamn 1,000 prospects, man. I want to see that you've targeted these lists, and if it ends up being a listing, so be it, man. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. You are a real estate professional, and you have the ability to do that on top of the ability to do many other things. You see what I'm saying? So
go ahead. Yeah. I'm just taking some notes. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, man, you got the ability to do that. So when you narrow down that approach, man, and you're calling these people with problems, that's who you are calling as the problem solver. And you listen to that phone call again, pick up those nuances, man, because none of that shit, none of what I said was one, cookie cutter. All right. Two, it was not frivolous. Three, it all had intention behind it and was either planting a seed or outright letting them know what this is. You know what I mean? So that's what you're doing, because you're solving a problem, man. They got a problem, man. They had a listing, it was failed listing. Why, man? We got to, why? But we may know why before we even get to them because of our research. So now we know, we're going to ask them why and see what they tell them. You know what I mean? And that's why I asked him. I knew his brother and fucking dad had moved in. I knew that already. So man, you haven't been living there, man. Tell me why. You got to pick up on that why, that interrogative. But I already knew this too. So I let him know that I already knew it. You haven't been living there. Tell me why that is. And then when he told me, I established rapport when I was like, man, it's always your family, man. Always something like I said something along them lines.
Yeah, I do remember you saying that.
Yeah, that was establishing rapport, man. That was making a connection, brother. That shit was not just talking shit. Like that was on purpose, man. So I did that. And then even when I cuss, man, when a person cusses, there has been psychological studies that show that they are taken in as more honest, to be a more honest person. You know what I mean? So that I throw that in just depending on how I feel about the person in the call, the situation. So all of those things, man, were intentional. And this is how I want you to call these people from now on, with intention, my brother. With intention. When you have intention to do, something, whatever your objective is, well then damn it, it's not by accident. We have willed this to happen. We have put that out there in the ether, in the universe, as this is what we want to happen. This is why I'm sitting down about to make this phone call. So everything that I do in this phone call is with intention to get to my objective. And everything I've done up to that point before making contact with them has been done with intention to reach my goal. And my ultimate goal is to help this person out of this situation, get them from up under it, let them breathe again, and then also let them leave this situation better off than where they're at when they met me, and better off than where they even thought they were going to go. Had they not met me, had they met someone else, this is the direction they thought they were going to go, because this has been what has been happening thus far. So they have no reason to think any other way, because this is what's been transpiring in their life. Well, I'm about to bring them in another direction, in a different direction, in the right direction. And the results of that, Omar, are you getting paid very fucking good, and you're getting a house on top of that. You're getting a house on top of it, man. So damn the associations. If those are a problem, we've got to find houses that don't have associations, man. We understand, yes, that condos have older people in them, man. They might be going off to a nursing home. I mean, it makes a little sense, you might be going off to a nursing home or, whatever it is, man. But they have these associations, so that's a roadblock. But there are plenty other houses out there that are in distressed situations. So to hell with the condos. If we got to cut through some red tape, damn the red tape, man. I'm not about these governmental instruments or these damn institutions that do nothing but restrict. So we're going to leave them alone for right now. We're going to leave them alone for right now until we get some more experience in fixing these other problems and getting us a damn house and a nice chunky paycheck and passive income, that our money's making money while we sleep. And we created this money just like the government does, printed the shit. What I'm doing, man, I'm not selling no goods. I'm not trading. I'm not a merchant. I'm a horse trader. I'm a horse trader, bro. For real. And I am. And that's just the fact of the matter. And the best part about it is I can be me. I am me every day, all the time. And person likes it, cool. If they don't, hey, that's cool too. You know what I mean? But shit, I'm gonna make it do what the hell I needed to do. And this is how, man. This is how. So I need you with intention, Omar. That makes sense, brother?
No, yeah. That definitely makes sense.
All right. All right. You got any questions for me?
What's going on, everybody? I just wanted to quickly make this video. I've actually been thinking about doing it for some time now, especially since I've been with the GoGetter Family. I think I'm approaching my anniversary. But either way, I just kind of wanted to stop and talk about my overall experience. For those of you who know me or don't know me, my name is Omar Florence. I am a realtor here, real estate professional now in South Florida. Been in the real estate space for a number of years. Being a realtor, it definitely gave me kind of the groundwork to learn some of the basics as it pertains to the industry. But, with real estate, what I'm finding that because real estate is such a spectrum, there's things that you can focus on from commercial to residential, from being a listing agent to being an investor. There's really a myriad of avenues that you could take with this industry, which it brings me to kind of the point that I really have found with the GoGetter Family, that being able to learn subject to creative financing, whatever you want to call it, it has allowed me to equip my tool belt with another tool to be of value to the people that I'm servicing. There's no way that I could better put that. Whenever I talk to someone now, just following some of the steps that I picked up from Gene and the GoGetter Family, it's really, not only is it methodical in the approach, but because I'm able to offer more, my value when I talk to people is greater than some of my counterparts who may not be able to do some of the things that I can do. It's like going to a mechanic, and the mechanic, you say, he says, well, hey, I only work on engines, but I can't paint your car, I can't change your tires, I can't do your upholstery, things of that nature or whatever. And that's really kind of the way that I see it. Whenever I talk to people now, because of the skills that I've learned from the GoGetter Family, one, I'm able to kind of understand their mindset, understand where they're at, understand what their goals are, what their pain points are, and then just really hone in and lock in on a solution that puts them in a better place. And by doing so, that leads to more opportunity for me. And that may be kind of weird. A lot of people may think, well, I really they just want to look out for self. But once I kind of had that little mind shift for myself, I go in, I'm going to talk to people, I'm going to understand their problems, give them a solution, tell them what I can and cannot do. It definitely has put me in a better position to take advantage of some of the opportunities that are coming my way. For example, I have, like I said, I am I am licensed as a realtor. So I can, list a property if I need to, but sometimes that's not, the avenue that a seller is even thinking about going. Sometimes they don't have the time, that it would take to list a property, get it ready, take the professional photos, staging, all of that stuff that comes with it. Sometimes they need an answer like this or whatever. And I'm able to actually now step in, especially if it's something like a pre-foreclosure. I'm able to step in, stop the foreclosure from happening and provide a solution to these people. And in addition to that, get them the goal that they're looking for through creative finance. You know, and it's like I said, it's just been a wonderful journey. Like I mentioned before, you know, my anniversary from when I first met Gene and I first joined is coming up. But I would say that as far as my growth has been concerned, over these last 3 months, maybe 4 months, of me really honing in and being intentional with what I want to do and following the game plan that the GoGetter family has laid out, I have seen leaps and bounds in terms of the kind of results that I'm seeing from the deals that have come my way. Not only have I locked up a listing that I actually approached and I gave that seller a myriad of options that I was able to do, but now I also have a subject to deal, you know, in the pipeline, locked up under contract that I'm working on, that by helping out this seller, you know, finding out what she wanted to do, I was able to then go ahead and pretty much create something that was mutually beneficial, that worked for her, that she was comfortable with, that she doesn't feel like she's losing on. And because I was able to do that, provide her with that solution, now I also have a property that is going to cash flow very well. You know, I can, you know, I'm gonna definitely, there's a little bit of work that I need to put into it, but once I put in that work, you know, I stand the risk of making, you know, I don't want to get into the numbers, but it's honestly, it's something that I would not have made, you know, continuing to do what I was doing. So, and that's the kind of the big picture of it. So, for anyone, you know, that may be wondering, you know, is this real? I would put myself out as an example, but it's not just me, man. It's other people in the group or whatever that's crushing it, that's making moves, that's sticking and moving as well. And even to take it a step further, just from putting myself out there, talking to people, being of value to not only sellers, but to people within the GoGetter family, you know, I also have been able to reap some of the benefits as well. You know, I could swap ideas with tons of people that's making moves or whatever. I can go to them and say, hey, this is what I'm doing. They can come to me and say, hey, this is what they got going on, and we can help each other and we can grow together. And right now there's, you know, at least maybe 5 of us, 6 of us that I can easily think of this month alone that has something bubbling, either something under contract or they've negotiated and got verbal agreements. They're executing, or they're on their way to selling it on terms or whatever. But, you know, they're definitely making it happen. And this would not have been possible had I not stepped out on, kind of a faith and was able to learn this through, you know, what Gene has provided. So that's just my 2 cents on it. And, you know, if anybody sees me in any of the forums, I definitely like to make myself available. But yeah, like I said, it's really good. You know, it's really a great opportunity, and I'm just going to keep on building with this. So that's my 2 cents. You know, I hope that helps anybody. But definitely have a good one. Make it a great one. Bye.